So the time has finally come for me to talk about Borderlands 3 on this channel, a game that, let's just say, is currently causing at least a few people to get extremely hyped, including of course yours truly. Today we had some huge news coming up, including a brand new trailer, a new box art, an exact release date, some details about cross-platform, and depending on your allegiance, some not so great confirmation that this game is going to be an Epic Store exclusive. Anyway, we're going to take a deep dive into all of that in just a bit, but before doing so, go ahead and check out Instant Gaming if you want to buy cheap games. You can use the links down below for a nice discount, and in the process you would also help this channel out. Nonetheless, let's get started with what's truly important, and of course we have the release date trailer that was posted a few hours back on the official Borderlands 3 channel, along with an official release date which is set to be September 13, 2019 for Xbox One, PS4 and as well as PC. So less than 6 months if you want to count down the time until then. According to an earlier tweet posted by the main Borderlands Twitter account, we should also tune in for some gameplay reveal event that's going to happen on May 1st. There's going to be a first hands-on look at the game, and you can also pre-order the game right now to get the extra gold weapon skins pack, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there as well. According to the pre-order page, the golden weapon trinket and skins are available with all of the editions of the game, from standard all the way up to the collector's edition. And by the way, there are 4 editions in total that you can pre-order, and there's also an additional season pass. Standard edition comes with only one bonus, and that is of course the golden skins. Deluxe edition also includes the retro, neon and gearbox cosmetics packs. On top of this, we also have the toy box weapon pack and some XP and loot drop boosts on top of all of this. Super Deluxe also contains these and the whole season pass on top, and the season pass is reported to include 4 campaign DLCs featuring new stories, new missions and challenges, and of course some new skins, trinket and a mod. And finally we also have the collector's edition, which features all of these combined, as well as a replica of the diamond loot chest, 3 character figurines, some keychains, cloth galaxy map and some other cool stuff enthusiasts would probably really enjoy. So yeah, pretty much a lot of selections to pick from. Now along with these we also have the new box cover art, which is pretty much the characters surrounded by roses, guns in the background, and what's most interesting about it is the pose closely inspired by the famous Jesus Christ Sacred Heart painting, except instead of the Sacred Heart, this character features a grenade instead. Also, the character shows 3 fingers, indicating of course that this is the 3rd part of the series. Honestly, I find the cover art really cool and definitely inspiring, also very bold, which is what this series has always been known for, but the combination of guns and roses in the art kind of makes me believe that this is a throwback at the famous hard rock band, or maybe it's something else, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's a nice cool throwback if that is the case. Anyway, let's move over to the new trailer, which contains a lot of very cool new scenes on top of the ones that we already saw in the previous trailers and other teasers last week. In one of the first images we can see a Children of the Vault outpost with a sign outside urging visitors to join, though that would be highly unadvisable as the Children of the Vault is one of the main antagonistic factions in Borderlands 3, and in fact this faction is led by the Calypso twins, which are Tyreen and Troy, who were also revealed in the previous trailers and can also be seen later into this one. Not going to go over too much lore stuff over here yet, but there's another shot of the previous outpost right here with the same skull and flames things going on. That was probably the backside and maybe this is the front side or vice versa. This is of course followed by a bunch of area shots through different environments, like this shot over here with some cool red, orange and black weapon, a desert area with what appears to be an enemy faction car running in the background. We can also see the same outpost from a few shots back in the distance, most noticeable by the huge amount of spikes on it, as well as its distinct features, though it's really hard to make out from this point. There's some other makeshift structures on the left side as well, indicating that whatever this outpost is probably much bigger than expected, or maybe there's some 2 parts of it. The trailer then quickly shifts through the scenes featuring an extensive amount of environmental diversity. There's at least 2 cities being teased over here, with Gearbox even announcing new worlds beyond just Pandora, each featuring unique environments to explore and enemies to destroy. Battle your way across war-torn cityscapes, navigate deadly bayous, and more. And of course, we can also see that throughout this trailer. We also have a few cool shots of Moses' mech suit, aka the Iron Bear, which is her action skill. What's most important here is that the mech suit itself appears to be customizable, both in terms of gear and weapons, but also in terms of colors and other vanity details. We then have a few more shots featuring some of the vehicles that we're going to be able to utilize in the game, including everything from your regular buggy with a top-mounted gun, capable of carrying at least 2 passengers, and one of them can even use the mounted gun while the other one drives the car, a motorcycle with some thrusters on the back and some turrets on the front, all fully customizable. And of course, later on in the video we get a few more shots of the buggy in green, blue and pink, and my favorite, this very cool modification that spawns electric blades on the front and the sides of the buggy, I believe. Really hard to see from the footage I have at hand. I'm probably gonna have to take a better quality one. We even have some gameplay shots later on of the vehicles with some split screen mode, and I really love that one. It seems that this feature has been forgotten, long time forgotten actually, by the gaming industry, and I'm glad to see it coming back. We also have more shots of some of the characters in the game, including of course the Vault Hunters, aka the 4 playable characters in the game. First we have Mose, of which I've talked about a little bit earlier. She's a gunner slash soldier type of class that uses a powerful mech suit, as I've said. Then there's Flak, a hunter slash beastmaster class, and he's able to use pets from a selection of 3. This one, for example, in this scene is a skag pet, aka some type of dog, but each creature has its own individual abilities, and of course they will all have their different uses. Moving on, we also have Amara the Siren, and a few of her abilities were also being teased, including of course the one that makes her spawn several energy arms. She is said to be a melee focus class, and that is definitely noticeable from the trailer itself, where you can see a melee-like energy punch being used to throw enemies around at high distances. Finally, there's Zane, an assassin type character that can use a huge range of gadgets, including of course a decoy device, and what can be seen in this trailer, a hand-mounted drone. So pretty cool. Later on we also get some more shots of the Calypso twins and what's most probably one of their main abilities, which is of course these holographic projections. We have seen these in the past as well, so they most probably play an important role. Nonetheless, we get some more cool shots of some of the amazing power suits with some really nice glowing green details on it. Some very interesting creature later on that for some reason carries a gun. You know, things are going to go down in a very bad way when your back alley cat is pretty much pulling out a gun and basically mugging you. Of course, there's also some very cool enemy designs in the game as well, including this enforcer type enemy with some huge cannon on one of his hands. Very menacing, I might say. A few robot type enemies as well, and even a fire breathing T-Rex creature with mandibles that would make even the mighty predator be jealous. What really piqued my interest though is the cool arena being teased. I'm not really certain at this point if this is just a mission or an actual battle arena where you can fight an increasingly stronger wave of enemies, culminating with a big boss at some point, but I sure hope that is the case. I really want to see something like this. This reminds me of Ratchet and Clank and the arenas I was able to fight back then, so pretty fun I might say. Also, even more so considering that we're going to get some loot. So yeah, this huge contraption over here is able to throw huge saw wheels at the targets, and we also have a huge amount of spectators in the background, so pretty nice. Of course, since this is all about a Borderlands game, we can't really talk about it without actually going over the loot, and behold the loot showers. A billion guns is the message being shown here once again, with some really hefty loot showers I might say, in of course the typical Borderlands fashion, so the game's going to go even bigger on loot than ever before. We also saw some very cool weapon designs through all of these trailers, and of course this one over here, which is my favorite, seems to be a cryo rifle shooting frost bullets. You can even see the cryogenic attachments on the underbelly of the gun and the frost effects coming out of the barrel itself, so I'm really curious to see how deep customization really goes. Towards the end of the trailer is when the text "Discover New Worlds" appears, and it seems that the game will indeed feature more than just Pandora. There's even a shot of a planet, which makes me think that we're going to be able to do some interplanetary traveling in one way or another. Not really sure how that is going to be, but it looks all very exciting, and these environments look all very distinct from one another. Of course, there's a lot more exciting stuff in there as well, but before finishing this video, there's a couple of things I want to talk about a little bit more. First, we have the game being confirmed that it's pretty much going to be an Epic Store exclusive, and this is going to be the case up until April 2020, and this was already being been confirmed by various gaming news sites like PC Gamer and Polygon. So if you had any high hopes that this isn't going to be an Epic Store exclusive, well, at this point I don't think there's any debate being left. This exclusivity of course only applies to the PC version. Finally, another important detail comes from the Microsoft Store, which lists Borderlands 3 as having support for cross-platform co-op, so it remains to be seen between which platforms this co-op is going to happen, but most probably it's going to be between Xbox and probably PC, and that's about it. So really curious to see what's going to happen, but that's it for now. Let me know what you guys think about the exclusivity for the Epic Store. Comment down below, and in the meantime also don't forget to give a like and subscribe to this channel, and I'm gonna see you guys next time, so peace out.